Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It is great to have you here for another conversation. Today, I want to tell you a story that sounds like it was ripped straight out of a science fiction novel. It involves technology, massive architecture, and billion-dollar business decisions. But at its heart, this is a story about finding a new home for a very big, very bright idea. Our story revolves around a sphere. Yes, a giant ball. I'm not talking about a crystal ball or a soccer ball. I am talking about the Sphere, that massive, glowing entertainment venue in Las Vegas. If you have been on the internet in the last year, you have definitely seen it. Maybe you saw it on TikTok or YouTube. It is that colossal structure that sometimes looks like a giant eyeball staring at traffic, sometimes looks like a basketball, and sometimes looks like a planet that fell to Earth. Here's the situation. The company behind this, called Sphere Entertainment, is run by a billionaire named James Dolan. They do not want to stop with just one sphere in Las Vegas. They want to clone this massive venue and put it in other places around the world. And the big news that I just read from The Hollywood Reporter is that they are making plans to build a second sphere. But here's the twist. The location is not Dubai. It's not Tokyo. It's right next door to the capital of the United States. That's right, they're looking to build a giant glowing orb right outside Washington, D.C. Let me slow down and set the scene so you can really picture this. First, you have to understand the older sibling, the Las Vegas Sphere. It cost $2.3 billion to build. It's over 300 feet tall and covered in millions of LED lights that can be programmed to show absolutely anything. Inside, there's a wraparound screen with incredible resolution, seats that vibrate, and even wind and scent effects. The band U2 opened the venue, and it became a global sensation. It is the ultimate symbol of spectacle and excess, which makes perfect sense for Las Vegas. Seeing how successful the first child was, James Dolan wanted to have a second one immediately. His original target was London, England. He wanted to put a sphere in Stratford, in East London. But life does not always go according to plan. The London plan failed completely late last year. Why? Because the people of London were, well, afraid of it. Imagine living in a quiet apartment and suddenly a giant artificial sun is built right outside your bedroom window. It glows all night and day. The mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, rejected the project because of concerns about light pollution and the impact on residents. Mr. Dolan was not happy. He basically said London missed a huge opportunity, and he walked away. That brings us back to the United States, specifically to National Harbor, Maryland. According to the reports, Sphere Entertainment is in talks with the Peterson companies, who own the National Harbor complex, to build a new version of the venue there. If you're not familiar with the area, National Harbor is a waterfront development right on the Potomac River. It's just across the water from Virginia and Washington, D.C. It's already a place for fun. It has the MGM Casino, a massive convention center, and that big Capitol Wheel Ferris wheel. It's basically a playground that sits just outside the serious suit-and-tie atmosphere of the Capitol. So why is this interesting? First, it shows resilience. Just because London said no, it did not mean the idea was bad. It just meant the location was wrong. They brought the idea back home to a place that might be friendlier to it. National Harbor is already zoned for entertainment, so getting permission might be a lot easier than in a crowded London neighborhood. Second, the location is strategic. The Washington, D.C. area is full of tourists, international visitors, and powerful people. Placing a high-tech wonder there is a statement. It's not just about concerts, it's about showing off American technology right next to the seat of power. However, I do find this a little funny. Think about it. Washington, D.C. is known for serious politics, intense meetings, and historical monuments. And right across the river, there might soon be a giant ball projecting a picture of a smiley face or a spinning donut. The contrast is hilarious. Now, this new sphere might be different from the one in Vegas. In Vegas, people love loud, flashy, all-night parties, but near the capital, they might have to tone it down. Maybe this sphere will focus more on art, educational content, or nature documentaries rather than just rock concerts. They might also change the size so it does not look like a monster eating the skyline. I also read that the design of this new sphere will allow it to be built faster and cheaper. They learned a lot of hard lessons building the first one in Vegas. If the first one was a messy, expensive experiment, this second one is the refined, efficient version. Of course, nothing is official yet. They are still talking. There are still concerns about traffic and lights. The people of Maryland might not want a glowing orb next to their houses either. But it is clear that the company wants to change how we experience entertainment. They do not want us to just look at a flat screen anymore. They want to put us inside the screen. It feels like the future is arriving faster than we expected. Who knows? Maybe in a few years, we will all be taking a trip to Maryland to see what it feels like to be inside a giant video game. So, from a rejection in London to a new hope near Washington, D.C., this is a fascinating journey of persistence and business strategy. Now, let us move to the most important part. How can we apply the lessons from this billion-dollar story to our own lives? How to apply this information to yourself. Number 1 is the lesson of rejection and pivoting. You see, even a billionaire with a cool project got rejected by London. If that happened to us, we might feel terrible and give up. We might think our idea is garbage. But they did not do that. They understood that a rejection does not mean you have zero value. It just means you're in the wrong place or talking to the wrong people. Applying this to you, when you get rejected from a job or a date or your boss hates your new idea, do not throw your confidence away. Be like the Sphere team. Pack up your bags and find a different location or a different audience that appreciates what you offer. London did not want them, but Maryland might welcome them with open arms. Being flexible is more important than being stubborn. Number 2 is the second draft mindset. The Vegas sphere cost over $2 billion because it was the first one. They made mistakes. They spent too much money. But the new one in D.C. will likely be cheaper and built faster. Applying this to you, do not wait for perfection on your first try. The first time you do anything, whether it's writing a report, learning a new language, or cooking a new meal, it's going to be messy. It will take time and energy. Accept that as the cost of learning. The important thing is that on your second try, you use what you learned to be more efficient. Do not fear the mistakes of the first attempt, just make sure the second attempt is better. Number 3 is reading the room. The sphere is a crazy, loud concept, but when bringing it to the Washington, D.C. area, they have to adjust. They can't just copy and paste the Vegas vibe. They have to fit the local culture. Applying this to you, you have your own personality and style, which is great. But to be successful in a new group or a new job, you need to read the room. You can keep your core values, but you might need to adjust how you present them so people accept you. It's about balancing who you are with what the environment needs. Closing call to action. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today to listen to this story about the giant glowing ball. I hope it gave you some interesting news and a few new perspectives to carry into your week. If you enjoyed this style of storytelling, please do not hesitate to leave a comment or a review. I want to know what you think. Would you want a sphere built in your city, or do you think it would just keep you awake at night? Let me know. Also, please share this with a friend who loves technology or travel. Maybe you can plan a road trip to see it together in the future. I'll catch you in the next story. Have a wonderful day, stay energetic, and keep shining in your own way. Goodbye.